Hey Legionnaires, how's it going? Domination has been out for a couple days now, and I've had a chance to play it, and I've got some thoughts on the process. So I wanted to cover what Domination is, how long it's going to be, what we're going to see, and maybe some general tactics for you guys out there who want to jump in and try and play. All right, first we'll talk about the game in general. The game is going to run for the month of June. That's it. It'll be gone June 30th, so if you want to play it, you want to enjoy it, do it this month. Otherwise, you're going to be SOL. All right, so what's the first thing to cover? First thing to cover is the basic idea. All right, so here's the deal. There are 3 new, basically, ideas / zones that you got to deal with. The first is the respawn system. You have 3 tanks. You have an AMX-50B, a T110E5, and an Object 140. Each one of these tanks is in a special slot, so you got them for free. They'll be in your tank garage. They have a special crew. I don't know what's happening with them at the end. The crew is considered to be a part of the Type D, which is what these tanks are, which means they don't transfer into your standard tier 10s. It's unfortunate, which makes me think that we may not be getting them back. We'll see. All right. There are flags. For the first half of June, there's going to be 1 flag per map. On the second half of June, there's going to be 4 flags per map. Now, the maps do change slightly depending on when you play. So first we'll talk about Stage 1. Stage 1 with 1 flag per map is Ghosttown, Sand River, Icebound, which is a new map. Ghosttown is a new map as well, and Mines. Sand River Mines, as you know, are already in the rotation, so you don't have to worry about that. The second stage, June 16th through 30th, will have 4 flags per map, so it's going to be fast and hectic, much more chaotic than they are right now. The maps for that are Ghosttown, Icebound, and then Sand River and Mines are being replaced with Heimersdorf and Karelia. Now, in each of these maps, there are repair zones. What this means is that if you go into a repair zone after a 5-second timer, you will be fully repaired, your modules will be repaired, and your ammunition will be restored, and your consumables will be replaced. I don't know if you're charged for more than 1 consumable use. I would assume not. I would guess that it's all based on whether your consumable exists at the end of the match or not, but I'm not sure. Either way, that's something to consider. It does help that if you're running low, you can get back and repair, but at the same point too, sometimes you really just need to switch into another tank. Matches are played to either 100 or 150 points, depending on whether it's a 10 versus 10 or 15 versus 15 match. What this means then is that flag caps are what am I trying to say? Flag caps are different values of points. So if it's out of 100, then flag caps are only 35 points. If it's out of 150, then flag caps are 50 points each. Each tank kill that your team gets is worth 1 point. So theoretically, if you were just really, really good at killing, you could kill your way through to the win. Of course, if your team is really good at killing, then usually you're also going to have some flag caps. The game tends to end pretty quick. All right, those are the things. Let's talk about the respawning. So respawning, we talked about the 3 tanks that I mentioned earlier, the T110E5, the AMX-50B, and the Object 140. What we're looking at then for respawning is that once your tank dies, you have a 10-second death timer, in which case you can then pick one of your other 2 tanks. Once your tank is dead, it will go on to, I believe it's a 30-second, a 30-second timer. Basically what the 30-second timer means is that if you die, so let's say you're in a tank and you die, and you wait 10 seconds and you pick a tank and immediately die again, and then you wait 10 seconds and you pick another tank and immediately die again, when you wait that final 10 seconds, you'll be able to get into another tank. So even if you were to die instantaneously, you'll never be stuck for more than 10 seconds on the death screen. Now let's talk about tank rolls a little bit. As a basic rule, I would suggest following these tactics for each tank and playing them that way. And then there are secondary tactics as well. For the Object 140, your primary tactic is flag control. Object 140 is by far the fastest, low profile, and very, very troll armor. So you're going to want to be the flag carriers and capturers. They work best in wolf packs. Don't rush cap. I'll explain that more when we go into the different maps, but Please, for the love of God, don't rush cap. I've never seen it work in any of the games I've played, and it just goes crazy. If you get the flag early, then rushing to the enemy capture zone is a quick way to just hand the flag off into a secure position at the enemy. It's better to bring it back and then try a run on a different flank. Alright, so that's the Object 140. Primary mission is flag control and capture. As a secondary mission, you can do supporting fire, help to push. But I think primary definitely is flag control. The T110E5 then is the pusher. If you're making a push towards a flag zone, you want your 110E5s to be the primary pushing force. Good armor, consistent fire means that they can just move in as support tanks and really just crush. The secondary thing for the T110E5s then is lockdown. There's a couple of maps, Sand River especially, where you can go hold down on the 110E5 and just hold a point. I've done that on the south, so if you have north spawn on Sand River, and we'll go over that a little bit, but north one on Sand River and then come down to the south side, you can really lock down a forward point, you secure a repair location, and you give your team a good run up towards the flag. Finally, the AMX-50B, this is the damage dealer. We all know about how bad that burst can be, 1600 average damage in about 10 seconds. You can do a lot of damage. What you need to be is tank eliminator. Pick your targets, do lots of damage, and try to just remove tanks. You can be a supporting tank on a flag push, but I actually find that 50Bs do best just killing tanks. Find a flank, kill a bunch of tanks, pick off low health, go after high health, anything like that. Just pick off tanks. The less tanks that are on the battlefield for that 10 seconds, the better chance your team has to capping the flag, which will put your team up a significant amount of points. Alright, now let's talk about the maps. The first one we're going to go over is Sand River that I talked about before. So, on Sand River, the map that I have here is actually where the 4 cap will be. The flag itself actually ends up in the middle of the map, right about the E6 area or so, E5, E6. About dead center. Actually, I think it might even be dead center. It might be on the border between 5, 6, and EF. Either way, what we have here then, so down south in the, there's that dip right there in that K6 area. That is a really good spot for that E5. Also there, now that they've changed the map, right by that repair station in the middle, there's a really good hold down spot for both 50Bs and 110E5s. And then of course you've got the whole ridge line and the hill to worry about. On this map, if you control the repair points, I think that you can win the game hands down, because it means that your tanks can repair and theirs cannot, which means your team doesn't suffer from that 10-second that 10-second rest period death screen that the enemy does. This works for both sides. All right, moving on. Next, then we have mines. Mines only shows up in the first round with a flag on the center cap. This one really turns into a clusterfuck pretty quick, but north spawn and south spawn, I think, should have their Object 140s rush flag. The flag is positioned in such a way where I believe both teams can reach it easily. If you can go up and around, I would strongly suggest trying to get out as quickly as possible. And the reason for that is that I've seen it multiple times where they try to just take the flag to cap really quick. Don't. Take it back, get a couple of E5s, and push. That'll give you the best shot. Both caps are easy enough. 50Bs, you've got lots and lots of lanes of fire. The middle hill tends to be a big melee, so you might find that you're best suited over there. But also the town side, with all of the cover, you can find that you can fire all 4 shells and then take that 28-second, 30-second reload, get your clip back in, and go at it once again. Don't forget, as I did a couple of times, that you do have repair stations. Which means if you get ammo racked and you don't have a repair kit, just go to the repair station, get it repaired. Don't sit on it. The difference between a 30-second reload and a 60-second reload is huge in a game that can change as rapidly as this. Finally, we'll talk about Icebound. Icebound I've played a couple of times. Icebound is insane. It's a hell of a lot of fun though. So there's so much covered because it's such a tight map that what ends up happening is that a lot of the flag cap zones end up going unprotected, which means if you've got the flag, you can actually make a push through to a flag cap fairly easily, or even control a flag cap. I was on the losing side of a team once where I couldn't do anything myself, and my team was just not recognizing the fact that the enemy team literally controlled a flag cap for the entire game. Needless to say, the game did not last very long. Let's move into Ghosttown. Ghosttown is a lot of fun. Original flag cap ends up in the middle. It's a very symmetrical map. This one's a lot of fun as well. The hardcover, a lot of elevation. The middle of the map is actually higher than the rest of the map is. Plus routes around the side mean that your pushing force with your E5s becomes really, really important. And having roving bands of E50 or of 50Bs dealing damage, picking off stragglers, going to be really important. Again, teamwork is vital in these. If you've got friends, you can put together good strats, whether you run as 350Bs or whether you run as 1 or 2 Object 140s and then 2 or 1 E5s. You can really put together a good strategy. And I think a platoon of 3 can really turn the tide of the battle. I've only played solo so far, but even if one person understanding tactics and understanding what to do can make the difference. So if you have 3 people, it can make a big difference in the way the game plays. Alright, moving on, we have Cliff. Now, I haven't seen Cliff. I didn't see Cliff in the rotation, so I don't know if we're going to see it. The problems I have with the map, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like this, and I don't know if we'll see it at all, is that the repair zones are just too close to each other. Especially over here on the left, it's just not viable. One side is definitely going to take up 3 repair zones very, very quickly, and then the runaround and then the game is over from there. So I don't think Cliff is in there, but basically you're going to play it as standard. That left side of the hill down the 3 line with the 2 nearby repair zones. I think that if that map shows up in the rotation, that's going to be hard fought. Again, if if you're pushing, let's say you're pushing around the outside flank down the 9 line, if you've got, like I said, if you've got 2 T1 and 10 E5s and an Object 140, the E5s can break the line, push through, and the 140 can then run around, take protected, and then make that run towards the flag cap. Finally, Heimersdorf, which we'll see in the second rotation. Heimersdorf, again, we're seeing the same thing. I would stay away from hill play on this. I would protect it, but I don't think that it's necessary. I think 1 E5 would be more than enough to protect against a push. Just delay it long enough for the team to come around. The biggest thing is that a push through tank alley or the 3-line alleyway, I think both of those are very, very viable using the E5 140 strat. Again, as I say before, the 50Bs need to just be damage dealers. Pick a spot, do a lot of damage, reload, and go again. I think that's pretty straightforward for Domination. I don't think there's anything else. We've talked about the capture flag, we talked about the respawning, we talked about the repair zones. Alright, it's a heck of a lot of fun. I really like it. It's definitely something that I kind of wish they'd keep, just because of how much fun it is and it's amusing to play. But it looks like it's only around for the month of June, so make sure you check it out. If you guys have any comments, if you guys have any new tactics, please leave them in the comment section below. And as always, if you like what I do, if you want to see more, please subscribe. Please like the video. I don't really care if you favor it or not. That's totally up to you, but I certainly appreciate the likes. It lets me know. I know that a lot of people like to do it because it helps their videos get views, but basically if you guys leave comments or if you hit the like button, then it lets me know as I'm making these that you guys like what you see, and I can continue to do that route. So please leave me feedback in one way or another. I really, really appreciate it. And you guys happy tanking, and I'll see you on the battlefield.